For me, it was Lost Mines of Phandelver, the first cave you go in. There's two starving wolves in cages.
Yeah.
And I was a druid, and I cast Speak with Animals, and I fed them some food. And I got these two dire wolves to fight with us the entire combat, and it like made things so much easier. And I loved my character because I was like, only I could do that, right? Do you guys remember like your first moment as a player?
I want to say my first ever campaign was, what is it called? Out of the Abyss. And that is, honestly, that's not the greatest for a first time player.
It's terrifying.
But it was really fun to be in there, and like I didn't really feel like it was like, oh, I can do whatever, but you start with all these NPCs as part of your group kind of a thing. And it was so intriguing to like try and figure out who I could trust and like who was cool and who wasn't, rolling wrong for it, and then realizing that this person who I trusted and like felt super confident about for the whole game like ended up betraying us and being evil. And I was like, and like I don't know, I think just like realizing, okay, like you can do things and they have fun consequences is like a really good way to I think it's a fun, insightful moment for any player.
Mine's kind of funky. I actually GM'd before I ever played.
Wow.
So I
That was a wild way to start, man.
Apologize.
No, it was cool. I mean, we kind of inherited the rule books from a family friend, and I had younger siblings, and my older brother was playing, but he was kind of playing with his own friends, and then I kind of had like siblings who were quite a bit younger than me, so I was like looking through, we had the 3.5 player handbook and the 3.5 monster manual. I remember just flipping through those. So I would say that maybe my first, and it is interesting because this is really formative to how I run sessions now, but I would say that my first maybe moment of being like, oh, this game potentially has a lot to offer was finding interesting monsters that had like fun abilities. Like I remember in the 3.5 handbook, like looking at maybe it was Dryad or something, but it was some kind of like a fairy creature that its whole thing was just around like charming you, putting you to sleep and stuff like that. And I think I remember like reading that step, like I remember being like, wow, would you ever fight it? Like at first being like, I was like a 10-year-old kid, because I was like, why would you ever fight this monster? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like a woman in a dress who's standing in the woods, you know what I mean? But then like really reading through it and thinking through it and being like, oh, like if I had this thing show up, they could like make the characters fall asleep, and then they could like steal their equipment or something. And that might
10 times worse than getting hit.
Right, and that might be like a way more of an engaging encounter than just, fighting against like an ogre or something. So I do think that was kind of maybe my kind of like first moment of realizing kind of what you're saying of like this game is bigger than just kind of like a video game where you run out and punch things. And there's really opportunities to tell very, fun and engaging stories.